Hi, I'm Jeff Slavens with Slavens Racing. We're here in Colorado Springs at the base of Pikes Peak. And today I'm going to port a KTM 300 cylinder. This is for my new 2010, and I'm building another Mule. So the goal is to add more bottom end and mid-range, make it pull stronger from bottom to top, but mainly enhance the bottom end and mid-range. It just makes them a lot easier to ride. You pull taller gear, helps the fuel mileage. It's just a much more fun bike to ride. So I'm going to port the cylinder to do those things. And so first of all, you kind of need to know, in order to do anything to an engine to improve it, you need to know how it works, how the engine actually functions. And so a lot of people think that fuel just kind of comes in and gets dumped onto the top of the piston and compressed, and boom, you have an explosion, and that's what powers the engine. But that's not the case at all. On a two-stroke engine, some of them have a reed cage on the back, but most modern two-strokes, the fuel comes in through the cases. The intake port and intake track is built into the cases, which sits right here, and the fuel comes in actually underneath the piston. So as the piston is going up, it's creating a vacuum and it's sucking the fuel in, and it ends up going down into the crankshaft area. All the fuel mixture goes around the crankshaft, and then the piston comes down, compresses that mixture, and pushes it up into the transfer ports. These are called transfer ports because they transfer the fuel from the bottom of the motor to the top of the motor. It goes into here, then it comes out, and these are the transfer port windows, and that's how it gets transferred up to the top and on top of the piston. As the piston's coming back up, then it can compress it, and then you have ignition, then you have power. So those are just extreme basics of how a two-stroke porting works. It also gets transferred through this intake transfer here, and then this is the exhaust port where everything comes back out. And this is the power valve. This flap moves up and down, and then it's got auxiliary power valves on the sides. And at low RPMs, the flap is down, and as the RPMs increase, the flap goes up. So those are just some of the basics. So how do you port a KTM 300? Well, first you want to work on some of the casting issues. Some people call them casting flaws, but they're not really flaws, because a casting is not an exact or a very precise product. It's not machined, it's cast. So it's rough and it's not super precise. So in porting, that's what you do. You clean up some of those areas. Like this bridge here, you can sharpen that if you'd like. Depending on the application and what you're trying to accomplish, that can help. And then you change angles in the ports. You can change angles in here and clean up down below. You can also change the port heights. Back the windows. That's like the same as cam timing on a 4-stroke. And that's how you do it. So from there's a lot of different tools. This is CC Specialty. I've had this for about 35 years. It's extremely reliable. It's ported thousands of cylinders, and there's a lot of different bits that can fit into that. If you're wanting to chew out more material, you use something like this. This is more for finish work, as is this. And then there's also a right angle drive, and different bits fit into it. This is a polishing fixture here, and then this is a different bit. So, and there's other tools and adapters. So from there, you just dive in and start working on the casting. It's got a gas pedal down where my foot is. It controls the speed of the porting tool. And then you get in and you start doing some of the cleanup work. This is the monotonous part of porting, excuse me. You've got to get in there and clean things up. From there, you can change bits, and you can actually start to change angles on things to increase the flow. It's all about increasing the flow. and enhancing the power band. So from there, you might want to make a cut here. I'm not saying that you will on this one. And if I tell you any more than that, I'd have to kill you. So we're done for today. Till next time.